Welcome to the Community Difference-Wylie. Brought to you in part by Master Networks Wylie and powered by the Difference Media, LLC. Today's show is hosted by Caitlyn Fuessel with Elite Diamond Cleaning and Brian Poduska, entrepreneur and owner of Real Property Management Focus. They are joined today by co-host Cordell Reynolds with Platinum Eagle Mortgage, Linh Heverly, realtor with Coldwell Banker Apex, and Marissa Page with Page Restoration. The Community Difference-Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference-Wylie starts now.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. We are the Community Difference-Wylie edition. We're on every Thursday at 11:30, the first 4 Thursdays of the month. Unfortunately, we're not here on the 5th Thursday. But thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Tara Padilla. I am actually your host. I am filling in for Caitlyn Fuessel. We fired Brian. He's not here anymore. He's taken on another show. So I'm excited to have you here today. We've got some great co-hosts and their guests. So that being said, let's go ahead and bring on our 2 co-hosts for the day. Hey, Linh. Hey, Cordell. And Marissa actually had some issues with the weather, and this morning some lights were out at her location, so she couldn't make it. So we've got Linh and Cordell. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Just peachy, enjoying life. How are you guys doing?
Awesome.
Good to hear.
Awesome. We're doing good. We're doing good. So guys, what I want you to do this morning is I'm going to go ahead and let you guys introduce yourselves and tell our guest a little bit about you and what you do. Linh, let's start with ladies first. You go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Linh Heverly with Coldwell Banker Apex. I've been a realtor for, I believe, going on 12 years now. Kind of lost count. But I work here locally here in Wylie. I love the community here. And my information's down below.
Awesome. 12 years, that's a long time.
It is a long time. It flies.
So you've been there through the ups and the downs. And so you're kind of seeing it again. You're seeing the people that thought it was easy leave whenever they
hope they leave. Because they're making it a lot harder.
Yeah.
So get out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Real estate does require work. There is work. You can't just stick that sign in the yard and it disappears.
Yeah. And maybe that happened in 2020, but it's not happening anymore, right?
Oh, no, it's not. It takes time. It takes work.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Linh. I'm glad to have you here. Cordell, what about you? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Absolutely. So I'm Cordell Reynolds with Platinum Eagle Mortgage. I have not been in the mortgage industry for 12 years, but a little bit under 7, just about 7 years right now in the business. Definitely seeing some ups and downs and excited about being able to help educate the Wylie community on everything finance. So, right now we're in, some different times compared to what we've been in. But it's definitely a great opportunity for people that want to take advantage of the market. That's one thing I would definitely say about what's going on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the interest rates today?
We don't want to talk about that.
No. We don't. I mean, it's really not that bad. It's just, it is a rough topic.
It is a rough topic. When you think, if 2 years ago or even a year and a half ago, you bought a house and you were still getting 3s, maybe low 4s, and you see rates right now, high 7s, mid 8s, and then some, what we can consider non-qualified mortgage products being in the 10 to 11% range.
Oh,
It
my.
definitely is a difference. But it's still a really good opportunity to take advantage of the real estate market overall.
Mhm.
And we have to look at it from a different perspective of the rates are temporary.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely.
And
Well,
Cordell,
I don't think they're.
Cordell, some people don't remember back in the early 80s, late 70s of the 18, 19, and 20% interest rates that were
Absolutely.
across the board. And so even though they're spoiled to the threes, fours, and under, uh, it's still not bad. It's still
It's
not bad.
still not bad. It's all relative, right?
Yeah.
I
My
didn't
first
realize
house
they
was-
had gotten up that high in the 80s. That's insane.
Oh yeah, my first house, my interest rate was 6.5, and that was great.
Yeah.
2008.
Wow. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Well, we have a great show today. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We also have some guests, so we'll bring them on, introduce themselves. We'll talk a little bit about Wylie and what's going on. And we also have a great topic for the month talking about work-life balance. But that being said, let's go ahead and bring our guest on, and I'll let y'all introduce, or I'll let the guests introduce, I'll let y'all introduce the guest, and then they can tell us a little bit of, they can tell us a little bit about themselves, what they do. And so let's start with Lynn. You can introduce Jessica.
All right. Well, this is Jessica. I'm going to butcher your name. Is Zuniga?
Yep, you got it.
Zuniga, yay! So she's the owner of Beyond the Behaviors, an ABA center. She's also on the chamber as the board of directors of the Wylie Chamber. So meet Jessica.
Hi, everybody. Yes, like Lynn said, I own Beyond the Behavior. It's an ABA therapy center for kids with autism. We have 3 centers, one in Wylie, that's our oldest. We started May 1st, 2015. Our Frisco Center opened in 2018, and then Murphy in 2019. So currently we have about 45 employees, about 60 clients, and we teach, I say, everything except academics. The school district is responsible for academics. We do a lot of social skills training, independent living skills, reducing problem behaviors, all of the fun things. And then in my free time, I am on the board of directors for the Wylie Chamber of Commerce. That's a way for me to be involved in the community and meet some other people besides my own kids' parents, and then the clients and their parents too.
I love it. I love it.
Thanks.
All right. Cordell, you want to introduce Renee for us?
Ladies and gentlemen, far and wide, the one and only Miss Renee Calder. Renee, how are you doing?
Doing good, thank you.
Great. So Renee, you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and your business, Sunray Bookkeeping?
Yeah, so again, Renee Calder. I own Sunray Bookkeeping Services and am local. I live in Saxe, service the whole area here. And we work with just business owners of all sizes, of almost every industry that imaginable. And so whether you have been having a bookkeeper for a while, or whether you're a brand new business or whatever, we offer so many different things to be able to help you implement into your business. So we have monthly bookkeeping where we're tracking all of your income and your expenses. We help with your invoicing, trying to collect those invoices from your clients. We run payroll, work with different payroll companies there. We help you track your sales tax and get those sales tax payments made. And then, of course, your bank reconciliations. And so we provide really in-depth monthly financials, just so that you can be able to see where your business stands financially, because so many business owners just don't know what their month end even looks like, whether they've had any profitability. We also work with a lot of investors or people who do projects that need to track by project. And so that way you can not only know about your business, but about that project as well.
I love that. And Renee, I love what you said today that you guys do. You guys actually go through and audit like someone's QuickBooks, and you let them know if it's set up correctly, if it's not set up correctly, things that are done correctly, and things that they may need to change. And so I think that's huge, because you were talking to me this morning. I am one of those people that likes to do my own bookkeeping. I actually did have someone come in last year and clean it all up for me and just put everything in the right spots. So that is incredible, because I thought I was doing it right and I was not. So this is a very needed service. And honestly, I should not probably be doing my own books, but it is.
Yeah,
So I love
definitely.
that. I mean, that's amazing. How long have you been in business, Renee?
So 4 years, just celebrated 4 years, but before that, I was a realtor for 14 years.
Wow.
And so that's where I met Lynn, years ago. So, but yeah, I've been in the business for 4 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. Well, thank you both for coming on the show today. Jessica, I've got a question for you. How do you go about talking to people if they think that they need your or their children need your services? Do you hold like a consultation with them, or what's the best way for them to figure out that you're a good fit for them?
So we have a parent liaison. Her name is Heidi, and she's the one who talks to potential families to see if we're a good fit. All of our clients, or the vast majority of them, have an autism diagnosis by a medical doctor of some sort. And a lot of times it's either Facebook, a referral from Facebook friends, or we're a network with their insurance company. So they'll call us. Heidi will get their information, see if we have the availability and if we fit what they need. And if they do, we'll get an assessment scheduled. If not, then we have a list that we refer out to, because we want all kids to get services, even if they're not with us. They need to, if they need services, they can obviously go somewhere else. The easiest way is to go to our website, beyondthebehavior.com, and then she will contact the parents to get the information that we need.
Gotcha. So do you guys do like half days, whole days? Is it classes? Do you go to their house? Do they come to you? How does that work?
It's all center-based. That's how we're set up. And it really just depends on the client's needs. We have some kids that are here like a full 40 hours a week. They go to this either in place of school, or they're not old enough to go to the public or private school yet. We have some kids who go to school for part of the day and then see us. So they might go to school from 7:30 to 11:30 and then see us from 12 to 4. And then we also run social skills groups for kids from 3 to 5. So if they are in regular education classrooms, a lot of times, but really struggle from a social aspect, a big thing we work on is winning and losing games, or how to respond when things don't go your way in those social skills settings. We work on those after school. So it's a good mix. It's something new every day. And that's something that we all really enjoy. You never know what the next day is going to bring.
I know some adults that could use that. I'm just saying.
I know. We stop at age 13 because it's like after that, a lot of times the teenage boys get bigger than we are, and it's hard to be like, no, we can't do that. So
I know exactly what you mean. I have a 15-year-old right now, and the other day for the first time, he didn't have any shoes on and I didn't have any shoes on, and I'm like, when did this happen? Like, when did you get taller than me? This is not okay.
Yeah, my 13-year-old's taller than me, but that doesn't take very much. So
that is too funny. Well, Lynn, I know that there's plenty of stuff that you love about Jessica, so I'm sure you got some questions and some stuff that you want to know about her and what she does. So go ahead if you want to ask some questions or kind of tell us a little bit about her. Go ahead and do that.
Well, Jessica, really, she and I just met. I've been meaning to get her on the show just because my son, he is on the spectrum. He did not have a medical diagnosis. So when we were first searching for, therapy and stuff like that, we did look at Beyond the Behavior. But truly, you have to have a medical diagnosis to have the services. We were out of pocket pay, so we had to find other revenues to help to have him get access to therapy. But I mean, I don't know how that process looks, and I guess why, because I do have some friends too that have kids on, well, I can't say they're on the spectrum just because they don't have a medical diagnosis, but they have similar traits. So how else could you go about if you don't have a medical diagnosis to get those type of services? What would you recommend?
So we have a list of grants for people who may not have a medical diagnosis. And it's really strange and backwards because then I'm guessing your son has a school diagnosis.
Yes.
And so that means that the school district has determined that that your son has autism.
Mhm.
And so he qualifies for special education services
Mhm.
through the school district. Medical providers, since we are funded primarily through medical insurance, they require a medical doctor of some sort. It can be a developmental pediatrician, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, somebody with a doctorate degree to provide the autism diagnosis in order for medical insurance to cover it. But it goes the other way too, where we have had some kids who have a medical diagnosis of autism, but they don't qualify with the school diagnosis for autism because
Oh,
the school district says that their academic needs are being met, even that the autism is not a competing factor. So it's really interesting and strange. And I've gone back and forth with it with different insurance providers because they're like, well, how do you know he has autism? And I'm like,
yeah.
in 5 minutes with them and you can tell he has autism.
Yeah.
So it's just really interesting. Going back to, if they don't have a medical diagnosis, we do have a list of medical providers that if people are interested in going that way to see if they qualify, you can do that. Or we have a list of grants that we send out to families that a medical diagnosis isn't necessarily required to qualify for grants. So we've had some families who, if their insurance doesn't cover it, or if they don't have a medical diagnosis, they can apply for the grants and then get services that way. We try and keep our private pay rate as low as possible because I have 4 kids. I mean, there's no way that I would be able to afford a private pay rate for what we do, but it's still expensive, you know.
It is expensive because I've gone through it, and we went to the therapy spot.
Mhm.
And so he had speech and OT there, but it was costly. So I could imagine.
And then we've had some people, I'm sorry, Lynn, but we've had
No,
some
you're
people
fine.
who would qualify for cognitive behavior therapy, and we are applied behavior analysis therapy. And so they could see other providers that provide the cognitive behavior therapy. At the time, though, there weren't any in Wylie. They had to go to Dallas, I believe, to be able to receive those services.
Gotcha.
Jessica,
I love that. I
had a
love that you guys
question.
provide grants too, because it does seem like it's tricky when you're fighting with
Yes.
the doctors and the school districts, and that's a lot. But
It
so
is.
I love that you do that. I love that you do it. But guys, this show would not be possible without our sponsors. A lot of our sponsors are in the Master Networks group with us. So let's go ahead and break and give them a chance to show us what they do as well.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by Juan Payon and JP Direct Health, providing affordable health insurance solutions as a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Allison Wilson and Community Wealth Advisors, Life Well Planned. Angela Tucker with Coldwell Banker Apex. Here to help you discover your real estate dreams and build wealth through all stages of life. Cordell Reynolds with Platinum Eagle Mortgage. Your mortgage journey starts here. Marley Knapp with Norwex, chemical-free, sustainable solutions for your home, and by Terra Padilla with Texan Window Cleaning. Don't let dirty windows be your pane in the glass.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference. And now back to the show.
Thank you again to all of our sponsors. Cordell, we're going to have to update your tagline on your commercial. I love your tagline.
You want to tell everybody my tagline, Tara?
It makes me laugh every time. But yeah, thank you again to our sponsors. So now, Renee, I want to talk a little bit about your business, how you got into it, what you think is the most important thing right now for small businesses as far as bookkeeping, and then Cordell, Lynn, any questions you have for Renee as well.
Yeah, so I, like I said earlier, I have lived in this area for, raised my kids here, and just, was involved in the neighborhood and the community. I got to know, different business owners, and, especially with being in the real estate industry for several years, before that. And when I was letting my license kind of go, I was getting more involved in some international missions associated with Honduras. And in that last job that I have, I was introduced to the accounting world, and it's definitely different than real estate, definitely different than anything that I thought. But I found out that I loved it. I can nerd out on spreadsheets all day long. So if y'all got a project you need, see me, because that's my pastime. I love doing anything on a spreadsheet. So, but anyway, I decided, you know what, I really want to see if I can do this, and so I took a course, started my business, and it went fast. So you find yourself, you're taking care of your clients, you're getting to know the business owners, but then you have to start adding a team, and and it just kind of goes from one aspect where you're just providing a service to now you're managing a team, and so we have such a great team right now. I could not do this without them. But with our clients, we work with all different kind of clients, and I feel like we have them kind of all scattered. I originally thought I was going to have a niche of working with real estate brokers and investors because I have that understanding in my background, and I love our investors. I love working with real estate people. And but I find that when we are talking to new business owners, say they haven't had a bookkeeper, or they haven't had any way of tracking anything. Sometimes I have business owners who come and they haven't filed taxes for years, and they just are completely lost as to where to even start. They are so behind, they're overwhelmed, the IRS is calling them, but yet they have no clue. And so that's where I love to be able to come in and be able to just completely look at, okay, let's go back to when we got to get these taxes filed, and we pull everything in, as far as all your transactions. We look at your sales, your different kind of income. Did you do your sales tax correctly? Are you charging sales tax when you should be? What about payroll? Are you paying people the right way as an employee or as a 1099? Because there is a big difference there. And so I love being able to show people after we do this is where you have been able to be really strong in some, parts of your business. And this is where we need to probably look at, the other deductions, or, but I love it when, they're able to actually understand what a profit and loss looks like, and be able to see whether or not, they have made money, but also be able to give that, be able to take that information that we put together and give it to their taxes and their CPAs in order to get it filed and just have that behind them. So.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So do you do a lot of cleanups also for people that may not necessarily be ready to hire you full time?
Yes. So, anytime we do have a new monthly bookkeeping client, we always have to go back until, at least January, because we have to do the whole year. But for anybody who is not, maybe they're a new business, a year or two old, or maybe they're just, they don't have as much income and they want someone just to go in and, hey, I've got all of this, I need to turn it over to my CPA. Yes, we will do that whole cleanup for you just as a one-time fee.
Gotcha.
And like you said, we will also do the QuickBooks, diagnostics. And so if they've been doing it themselves and they're not really sure that they've done it right, well, then we can go in, give them a diagnostic review, and then we can go and do that cleanup for them.
That's so helpful. That it really is, because a lot of times you really do think that you're doing it right. And it takes someone that actually knows what they're doing to tell you, not really, right? Like kind of, but not really,
Yeah.
So that's super helpful. And I think everyone should definitely look into, if you're not having someone do it for you monthly, at least have someone go in before the end of the year and clean it up and take a look at it for you, right? Because then you're going to get to the end of the year and your CPA is going to look at it and be like, what is this? And they're not even going to take it from you.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
let's see. So Cordell had to drop off. Unfortunately, he had an urgent call. So it looks like it's the four of us ladies. And then we've got Howard Stern's guy in the background. Let's see. Lyndon says, question for Renee. Many business owners are embarrassed with sharing the depths or struggles of their financing, income, and bookkeeping. So what advice do you have for those type of people? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I come across this quite often, and especially when you know the person, friends or other business owners, that you actually know personally. And I just say you got to start somewhere. And this is what we do. And the IRS requires you to file your tax returns, and you don't want to get behind. And so there's no judgment on our end. This is something that we're used to. People come to us for a reason, and we want to be able to take that away, and not have them be so stressed out about this. So we love that. I would just say, you got to start somewhere. Even if it's just picking up the phone call and just saying, hey, what can you do? I have this issue. So you just, make that decision.
Yeah. And honestly, I think sometimes too, because this happened to me, I thought I was in a loss like every month before I got my books corrected. And then finally she was like, you're actually at a profit. So I was actually making more money than I thought I was making. And so I guarantee you that half of those people that are concerned about their financial situation don't even realize that they have the deductions that they have, or stuff that can actually make them, show that they're actually have a positive number at the bottom line.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
That was huge for me.
Yeah. And, we look at those bottom lines, and, I'm not a CPA, so, I don't give tax advice. But there are some things that we can look at to be able to, just see, are you making sure you're grabbing all of these deductions, or, there's a lot of different types of bookkeeping advice that we can get. You want your net income at the very bottom to be, to show a great number, right? But at the same time, that's also what you're paying taxes on. So you also, you want to be really careful with that bottom line. For me, I do want to show profitability, but I also don't want to pay taxes. So, I try to grab every expense that I can.
I love that. And I mean, the IRS made the tax code for us to not understand it, right? But it's there to use it. And so that's why we pay people like you and CPAs to help us maneuver through that difficult journey.
Hey, Tara, I've got another question for Renee that I want to, and I think this ties into Cordell and Lynn. Many times a self-employed person does what they can with their deductions to minimize their tax burden. And then it comes time to buy, they're doing really well, and it's come time to buy a house. And now they're not showing enough income when Cordell gets it to qualify for the type of house that they can actually afford. How are you able to, or should it be someone that is a small business owner that is thinking about buying and getting with you to make sure that they're doing the right thing as far as deductions versus being able to show income?
Is that for me? Yeah. So we do get that a lot. Someone will message and they're like, I'm trying to get a loan for a house and I have nothing to show them. Or they're trying to get not just for a house, but even for a commercial type of loan. And that is a little tricky because, we do want to try to show that they have a healthy income. But I think that, people look at what type of entity you're set up in, what type of deductions that you're able to look at. And so, you just want to make sure that it's a healthy report, and that the expenses that you're taking out are legitimate towards, for the income, the type of income that you're able to pull in. Also tracking those assets. And you want to make sure, if you have a storefront, and you make sure that you are tracking those assets to show that you have a better, balance sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for watching. And thank you for watching, Nathan. And he said the tax code is really made to not pay taxes. That's why having the right CPA is important. 110% agree with you. Absolutely. And the right bookkeeper to get you the proper stuff you need to give to your CPA. Because I promise you, when my CPA looked at my books originally, he was like, not really sure that I want to do this for you.
Mhm.
But that being said, guys, we do have some more sponsors that we want to showcase. So let's go ahead and go to a break.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
Welcome back. Thanks again to our sponsors. Guys, Caitlyn Fuessel is one of our sponsors with Elite Diamond. She's the owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning, and she's actually supposed to be the host of this show today. But we're allowing her to have a little bit of work-life balance. But I just want to shout her out, y'all. She's 22 years old and has, I think, like 5 businesses right now, and successful businesses at that. And if I knew at 22 what she knows, and if I did what she does now, I mean, I can't even imagine where I would be right now. She is a huge inspiration. And I know that I'm not the only one that she inspires. I know everyone on this screen right now, and everyone in our Master Networks group is inspired by her, with her even being younger than us. It blows my mind. So I just wanted to give her a quick shout out. But thank you guys for coming back on the show. So now every week we go over a little bit about what's going on in Wylie. And so let's do the What's Up Wylie.
What's up, Wylie?
Thank you, Lyndon. Always right on time. I'm going to start with you, Lynn. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in Wylie this week.
Well, this week, I believe we have several things going on. I mean, not even just this week. I think it's this whole month. So Murphy Mays Days, I know it's not Wylie, but we try to cover our border cities because we love them all. Murphy Mays Days is October 7th, and it's this Saturday at 12. Then you've got Boo on Ballard. It's a big, big community event. I'm actually afraid to go just because of all the people, and I have, my kids, I might lose them. But that's October 26th from 6 to 8. And I wanted also to help one of our Master Networks members, Marley Knapp. Her husband started up a barbecue business. So he is going to be out in Rowlett for fall lunch on the lawn. So they're there every Monday for lunch in downtown Rowlett. So go out there and support them. Cordell, I don't know if you have anything else. Renee.
You guys know me. I'm a big sports fan. So next weekend, Battle of the City. Not this Friday, not tomorrow, but next weekend, Wylie versus Wylie East football game, Friday Night Lights. It's going to be a fantastic competition. I will be there. My family will be there. I hope to see you guys there as well.
What's your prediction?
Crosstown Showdown, is it?
Crosstown Showdown is always a big deal. I'm going Amo all the way. You know how I roll.
I love it. And for those of you that didn't know, the Texas OU game is this weekend on Saturday at 11. Boomer. Renee, do you have anything for What's Up, Wylie?
I don't, but sounds like a great month of some fun activities. Fall's always great. I love fall.
Jessica, you host events, right? Yeah. You host events for
Yes, I do. So on Tuesday, the 24th, we're actually having a trunk or treat for our clients at the Wylie Center from 5:30 to 7. We're excited about that. We had to cancel last year because of the weather, but we did it the year before for the first time, and it was a lot of fun. And then I've got to plug a Chamber of Commerce event. On Tuesday, the 24th, it's their monthly luncheon, and it is the State of Education at Collin College, and Dr. Vinson with Wylie ISD and Dr. Matkin with Collin College will be the speakers. So those are always good to hear what's going on. Wylie has a big bond package that they're trying to pass, and a good place to see people too.
I love that. When is the next women's luncheon that you guys do?
It's been an annual event, and I think we're planning for June. And that was the first one I've been to. It was a lot of fun. And
it was amazing. That's the first event that I've been to with the Wylie Chamber. It was amazing.
Yes. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for that. There's always something going on in Wylie. I love that. No matter, I think you guys said 60,000 people in Wylie right now. Is that right?
I think so. Thank you.
Even with 60,000 people in Wylie, I mean, it's still just such a small town feel. And the fact that there's always these events going on, they're always supporting small businesses, the schools. So I love Wylie. I don't personally live in Wylie. I actually live in close to Forney, but I'm considering moving out there.
I can help you move, Tara. I know I'm a realtor.
I know a guy. No, I love it. You guys, this show would not be possible without our Master Networks group. So every week we kind of try to throw in a little shameless plug about Master Networks and how amazing it is. Renee, if you want to kind of just tell us why Master Networks, why do you love Master Networks? I think this was your second time joining. What made you come back?
Well, the first time I hadn't done a lot of networking before. And I think my mindset of what I was trying to get out of a group was a little bit different. And I had to step back a little bit for some personal stuff. So I came back again because I miss the people. I miss the community. I miss the relationships. I miss being able to, have these face-to-faces and know that if I needed something, I could just call, put something on our messenger group. And, if you're having a down day, people lift you up. And so really it's the relationships.
Absolutely. I agree 100% with you. What about you, Lynn?
I didn't realize I was with MasterNet for as long as I have been, because my renewal came up. I was like, what? I've been here for a year. I still be here. But I'm like Renee. I really love the face-to-faces. I'm trying to get, more face-to-faces in. It's kind of hard sometimes with everything, life. But the relationships are truly made through the face-to-faces. I had a great workout with Janie yesterday at Hotworks. And so I think that's going to be my new face-to-face thing. If y'all want to do and come work out with me, I can kill two birds with one stone.
Oh my goodness.
Do you get to bring a guest? Because I've really wanted to try it.
I get to bring a guest.
Okay. I'm going to take you up on that offer.
You guys can come work out with me, and then I'll have that many workouts.
I am going to take you up on that offer because I've really been wanting to try Hotworks, not going to lie.
Yes.
I need to hear more about it.
You need to come. Let me know when you're available.
Absolutely. Well, you have like 50 million things going on. Your kids are in every sport imaginable. So
No.
you're a tough woman to get a hold of sometimes.
Yes, after hours. I don't. You can't call me after 5 o'clock.
Cordell, you were the president of the chapter whenever I came into Master Networks. And I'm pretty sure the very first day that I went, I was like, just take my money. You can have it. Sign me up. So what is it that drew you to being the president of the chapter? What draws you to Master Networks?
Absolutely. So for me, Master Networks is what you guys have all talked about. It embodies what I really think networking is all about. Networking shouldn't be just going out to try to get business. Business is a result of networking, but it's truly building relationships, building trust, learning from each other. The opportunity or the training today that Megan gave us, it really made me kind of call myself out when she was like, circle one of the things that you want to work on. And I was like, I need to work on all of this. I need to take a step back and realize that I need to work on those relationships from a business perspective, from a personal perspective, and be able to bridge all of those together. So I think every single week being able to come out of there as a better person is really what drives me and keeps me coming back to Master Networks.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. And I think what drew me into it too, and someone said it this morning, is that it's not your normal just business card exchange, right? Like we've all been to these networking things where you get to stand up and talk for 30 minutes, or excuse me, 30 seconds, or you're doing like 30 minutes, God,
I can't
30
even do
seconds.
25 seconds.
Yeah, and then you give them your business card, and then that's it. Like that, you may never hear from that person again. Or the speed dating type where you sit at a table and everybody has their little spiel, and then you just pass your business cards around. Master Networks is so much more than that. The training, the safe space that we've created. I mean, just I could go on and on, just the events outside. And like you said, Renee, like anytime someone needs something, you can just drop it in that message and someone jumps on it right away. And so we've built a true family. It's not even a networking group anymore. It's literally like a family. So I absolutely love it. And like I said, this show would not be possible without everyone in our Master Networks group. And I think that kind of gives us a little leeway to go on to our new topic for the month. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Lyndon, you said you wanted to add something.
I do. What I get out of it and what I loved about the Wylie chapter especially, it's kind of like the question I just asked Renee. When you're a business owner and you're intimidated, or you feel like that everybody's got all the answers except you, and so you sometimes are scared to reach out for help because you don't want to look like a loser, the intimacy of our group, the fact that we can get up in front of 50 people there, the trust level, the know, like, and trust factor within our group allows us to be transparent, open, honest, and get help in the areas we need help. And we all need help. There's not a business owner out there right now that's not struggling with something, and someone within arm's reach could help them, but we're afraid to expose what our weaknesses are. And I think that we do that so well within the group. We celebrate our victories, but if someone is struggling, they have met the person that they can trust to share with and find the answers that they need to find. And I think that's why we continue to grow, not only as a group, but individually within that group.
Absolutely. You said it perfectly. And last week, Jordan did the training, and she, instead of saying what we're great at, which is what we're used to doing, right? We're used to getting up and selling ourselves and telling everyone how great we are. So instead of doing that, she encouraged us to write down pretty much what we need to work on. What do you actually suck at? What do you need to work on? And so whenever you have to sit there and think, okay, what do I really need to work on? And then you get up and share it with the room, right? And no judgment being passed. And there's someone in the room, oh, maybe I need to work on that too. I didn't even think of that. And so that just really just blew my mind last week. And just the training session every week is just worth it. And if you don't go to Master Networks, you feel, me personally, I feel it. And I'm like, I definitely don't need to miss next week because it's thrown my whole week off now. But anyway, shameless plug for Master Networks. We really do love that group. We're not trying to convince you, but we're trying to convince you. So just come visit for yourself and see for yourself. We're always looking for new people to join our
Jessica,
group.
this is an open invitation for you too. Let me know when you want to join and be my guest.
I was gonna say I'm in Frisco on Thursday, so that's the hard thing.
Yeah.
Summer.
Well, pick one Thursday and just come be a guest.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Always like to encourage people to come be a guest.
Mhm.
But with that being said, we do have a new topic for the month, and I think it's a great one, especially for small business owners. The topic for October is balancing community involvement and business operations and tips for maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Anybody want to run with that one?
I ran from a track meet to get here, so not really ran, but I was at my daughter's track meet and had to be on the podcast because we're, had to be on because we weren't sure if the show was happening. So that's how you
Absolutely.
balance stuff.
And I think you're the perfect example, Lynn, because you have 2 kids, right?
I have 3.
You have 3 kids.
One is an adult now, so
That's right. That's right. So
Yeah.
you have 3 kids that are in, like I said, every sport imaginable, I think that you've told me. And so how do you still find the time to do the things that you need to do? And then is that maybe why you got into real estate?
Well, I got into real estate thinking I was just going to sell, to my friends and family, but that changed real quick. But no, I've been able to, because when I first got into real estate, I was your Pop-Tart, realtor. Basically, anyone called, wanted to see a house. I don't care who you were. I'm going to go out there and show it to you.
Mhm.
But as I grew into the business, I learned like I need to, interview my clients, make sure they're qualified because that's doing the best for them as well. And then being able to work with the people who know, like, and trust me allows me to do the things that I do because they know I have a family. They know my family is important. I don't want somebody to, not to say my clients aren't important, but they understand.
Absolutely.
So, you kind of have to filter a lot of the things out. If there is a client that needs more attention and I know that I can't give that to them, then I'd refer them out. So that's how.
Did she freeze on us?
I think she did.
Uh-oh. Well, Jessica, so how do you've got the board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce, you've got the Beyond the Behavior, I'm sure you have kids.
Yeah.
What about, how do you, tell us some tips for how you maintain your work-life balance.
So I have 4 kids. My son is 15. He's a freshman in high school. And then I have 3 girls, 13, 10, and 8. And I really try and schedule things out, making sure that I don't answer work calls or emails after 5 o'clock or on the weekends. And I don't expect my staff to do that either. Once work ends, then we're done until the next day. Trying to schedule doctor's appointments, all of those things out in advance as far as I can, making sure that I write things on my calendar. I used to think I had a great memory and could just remember when kids had sporting events or doctor's appointments or parent-teacher conferences. And now I have no memory. If it's not written down, it's not getting done. And then with the chamber, I really got active in the chamber because what I found, especially during COVID, was if I didn't have my work people or I didn't have people that I knew through Wylie ISD because of my husband, I didn't really know anybody in Wylie. And so it was a lonely spot. And I was like, I need to find some people that are my people only. And so that's why I got involved in the chamber. And those situations are more, they breathe fresh air into me, I guess you can say, so that I make time for that. But really writing lists, and then the work that I can do a lot of it in the evenings and the weekends on the computer. So my kids are old enough to be able to entertain themselves and they don't really want to hang out with me so much all the time anymore. So the computer work at that time isn't a big deal anymore.
Absolutely. The time management for me, because I used to be the same way, and I used to be able to remember everything. I wouldn't have to put anything on a calendar, but now I have to write it down on a calendar and also put it in my phone because I carry both with me at all times, and somehow it works. But I'm like, I don't know how I can't remember stuff the way I used to.
Even the day before, and they'll be like, "Hey, did you remember?" I'm like, "No, I got nothing. Sorry, but I'll do it now." Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Renee, do you work from home or do you have an office?
No, I work from home.
Okay.
So my husband works downstairs and I work upstairs. And so, and we're empty nesters. Both of my kids are grown, married, and I've got 3 little grandbabies. And so we're in the house. We are together all day long, my husband and I. But we may not see each other because we're literally just busy working. And so, you know, I guess our balance is a little bit different. When we had our the kids at home, we were running all over the place. That was when I was in real estate, so I can understand all of that and being available for clients. But now I just have to make sure that I make time, you know, just to be able to spend it with my husband. Fortunately, he's a very big supporter. And so he's also my go-to for, you know, advice because he's a great businessman. And, you know, and he always wants to fix everything, but, you know, I usually just want him to listen. So, but, you know, we have that camaraderie, you know, back and forth. And so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't affect us quite as much, you know, being able to balance that, but it is hard to turn it off sometimes. I also love to fish and I love to be on the lake. And so there's many times that's kind of my personal side, but I'll just take my laptop and I'll go work at the lake, you know, and so I can kind of mingle the two of those together.
I love that. Work with a view.
Yes.
That's perfect work-life balance right there.
Yes.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. I love to just sit outside and work outside. It's something just so peaceful about that.
Especially when it's not hot.
Yeah, I know. Today's the very first day, and everybody's like, "Yay, fall is here!" I haven't looked at the weather, but it's probably going to be 100 degrees again tomorrow. Who knows?
It's not. It's going to be super nice.
Yes.
Yay! I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Cordell, I know you've got, is it 2 daughters?
Correct.
2 grown daughters in high school, I believe, and you're a busy man and a wife. Give us some tips on how you balance your work life.
I think the thing for me is the misnomer of balance, right? Because a lot of times people think about balance and think that it equals everything has to have the equal amount of time. And that's just not true. It can't happen. We only have 24 hours in a day. And so, you know, we kind of put things in buckets and really focus on those buckets as much as possible. And so when it's work time, I try to really focus on work time. When it's family time, try to really focus on family time, and then kind of squeezing in life as a call it a soccer dad in between. Kind of, I'm so happy my daughter will be officially getting her license next month, and we can kind of not have to transfer her back and forth to practices all over the place and things like that as much. But that's my biggest thing is just realizing that balance is really not about the amount of time. It's about giving all of the attention that I have to whatever I'm focusing on at that time.
100%. 100%. My very first mentor, who I think very highly of, said it great. It's not work-life balance, it's work-life harmony, right? Because there really is no balance. And especially for me, I work with my husband. We own the business together. So somehow or another, business always comes up in our conversations. And so we've kind of just had to create a harmony. And I think someone said the other day, if I get home one day and I've only got, 50% to give, I have to let him know, hey, I got 50. I need you to pick up my other 50. Right. And so we have to just come together and create the lifestyle that we want. We have to make sure and time block for our kids and time block for our family and just create that harmony where everything kind of just flows together. So I think you said that perfectly, Cordell. There really isn't such thing as work-life balance anymore. It is definitely a work-life harmony. So
yeah, I think too, prioritizing, you know, what is going to be the most important things in your day, you know, and sometimes it's, you know, you may be working, but I know, you know, if one of my kids needs something or one of them calls, you know, and like, hey, you want to go do something with the grandkids, that's a priority for me. And then just knowing that, you know, sometimes it's okay to step away from your business for a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I have downtime, I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something and I struggle. I'm like, I don't know how to have downtime.
Yep.
And so my husband like sent me $60 today. He's like, please go get your nails done. And I'm like, I don't have time. And he's like, yes, you do. And I'm like, okay, since you're forcing me, I'll go do it. But had he not sent me the money to go get my nails done, which I could have paid for it myself, but it's him sending me the money saying, please go do this. Because if I don't tell you to do it, you're not going to do it. It's hard to have downtime sometimes. It's just, I always feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. So personally, that's something that I need to work on. It's just like Jenny said today, taking care of you, taking care of, you know, making sure that you can still fill others' cup. If your cup is not full, you can't continue to fill everyone else's cup. So that's huge for sure. But I mean, what are some other tips that you guys use for work-life balance? I think my calendar is my savior. Like you said, Jessica, I mean, I would not be able to survive without that at all.
I also make sure, like if we're on vacation or I'm supposed to be out of the office for the day, I turn off my email notifications and our messaging notifications so that I don't feel like I just need to check real quick and make sure everything's okay. You know, if something really, if I really, really need to know something, they know how to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
But hey, schedule change, or is the cleaner coming today? You know, those things are not urgent, and we can turn those off and everything will still be okay. And learning to accept that I don't need to be involved in every single decision. It's okay. They can make decisions and everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Well, to piggyback off what Cordell said. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cordell.
I was just going to say, I think that's huge. I did that. I did that about a year ago. I took my email off of my phone. So because I use my personal phone for both work and personal. So you have my phone number. And if it's a true emergency, you can call me. But if you're just sending me an email, it's going to be there whenever I log back into my laptop. And I found myself working nonstop when I had my email on my phone. And I've taken it off, and it's actually giving my evenings back.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, to piggyback off what Cordell said earlier, I'm listening to this book, The One Thing, and it kind of focuses on multitasking. There's no such thing. When you do that, there's nothing that's done because you're doing this and it's not done. Then you start doing that and it's not done. So the book says if you've got one thing and you need to prioritize, like Jessica said, you pick that priority and you put all your focus on that, and then you've done it. So at least something is done.
Yes. For me, I love checking stuff off. So like usually the first thing when I wake up in the morning, I just like vomit of the brain, right? I write it down because everything is just going. And I'm like, I got to do this and this and this and this and this. So I just write it all down. And then like you said, prioritize it. And someone taught me, another mentor of mine taught me, go through and prioritize everything 1 through 3, right? Everything that needs to be done today needs to be a 1. Everything that can wait until tomorrow, 2. Everything, like if you're working on something for Christmas, that can be a 3 or 4 or a 5. And so you're prioritizing it so that you don't have 500 tabs open on your computer and you're working on 500 things and they don't get done like me. Definitely. I mean, and that has helped me tremendously, just prioritizing everything. And I think today the training in Master Networks kind of, like you said, Cordell, kind of helps you realize, well, what am I actually lacking at? What do I actually need to put my time to? And then you have to realize what is sucking your time away. Because I have, so in this year that I have quit my job and I've started doing this networking, I've realized that there's some groups that I'm putting my all into and I'm not getting anything out of. And so I've given it a year. I've gotten nothing out of it. Maybe now it's time for me to go and find something else that I can pour my cup into that's going to pour back into me. And so those are time suckers, and you have to figure out what's sucking your time away. Is it worth it for you anymore? Could I be replacing this with something else? Or could I, be like a leader in Master Networks or a leader in any other group that we're in or something like that? I think that was very helpful this morning and kind of eye-opening to, what are you working on? What do you need to be working on? What is sucking the life out of you, really? So,
yeah,
that was huge. But we have got another break, so we can go ahead and give some more sponsors spotlight. So let's go ahead and take a break real quick.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by Jenny Connolly with TC Roofing and Restoration. Trust TC to keep you leak-free. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays. The Power of Advertising. Lynn Heverly with Coldwell Banker Apex, guiding you home with heart and expertise. Caitlyn Fuessel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. Your home and office is a diamond. Let's get it out of the dust. Dallas Jones with Reynolds, bringing your memories and technology back to life. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. And by Marissa Page with Page Restoration. When the worst happens, let our family take care of yours. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
Welcome back. There's my karaoke
Well,
for
look
the day.
at you.
Do you even know what that song, what it goes to?
I think I heard it on like Sesame Street or something growing up. I don't know.
Welcome Back, Cotter was a show that was the theme song, and it was Welcome Back. Does anybody remember that but me?
I'm thinking it might have been
John Travolta, when he was teenage age, was on that show.
Yeah, I was born in '88, Lyndon.
I don't remember that.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's why I said that. I'm like, how does she know that song? That is unbelievable.
I don't know. I really do think it was like Sesame Street or something. Who knows? I don't know. But welcome back.
Well, maybe one of them stole it from the other. I don't know.
It's possible. It's possible. Thank you again to our sponsors, guys. So what I'm going to do now is just ask y'all a couple questions, and then after we do these questions, we'll go into a quick rapid fire, and then after that, we'll give y'all the opportunity to tell everyone how they can get in touch with you. So I'm just kind of going to pop around the room and ask you all some questions so we can kind of get to know y'all a little bit better. So let's start with you, Renee. How do you balance your professional life with your personal passions?
My professional life with my, I think it's your personal passions. So I love working with business owners, of course, and I love getting to know people. I love to know what their whys are. Why are they doing everything? And so I think, just trying to pull in, getting to know those people that you're working with on a more personal level, so that they know that they can trust you, they can, talk to you. And I already forgot what the question was, but
That's okay.
I love that aspect of being able to pull that in, because they're not just, within our business, they're not just a client. They are someone that we have close relationships with.
I love that. And it really does help the know, like, and trust factor, right? To them, or to you, they're not just a paycheck, right? You actually care about these people. You actually care about their numbers. You actually want to see them succeed.
Yes.
So I think that's huge, because a lot of times there are people out there that are just doing it for the money, unfortunately, so. Lynn, what does a typical day look like for you?
Well, today, I don't know. It changes every day. So I don't really have a typical day. It's, some days it's office meeting that I start off with. And then after that, we do a weekly success meeting, and then we network. And so, and then, I make my phone calls, things I dread, but you have to do it. And then I have to go get my kids. And then I'm at soccer practice or basketball practice or at taekwondo. And then eventually I go to bed.
What time does your day usually start?
6:30.
6:30.
I mean,
okay.
yeah, it's not too bad. 6:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was curious because, man, you get a lot done. you
Yeah,
get a lot done.
It varies per day. It just depends. It depends on the day.
I love it.
She looks like she's an awesome cook because she's always putting what she cooks. She's got to put in, that you cook as well.
Yes, I do like to cook and I do like to eat.
So you've been getting some recipes from Paul, right? Has he been giving you recipes?
Yes, he gave me. So I was on this kick with soup, and so he gave me these recipes for soup. I've only made one that he's given me so far, and I let him taste it, and he approved of it. So that makes me excited because he's a chef. He used to be a chef before his job now. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
You'll have to host us. And
he was a professional chef.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Jessica, so your line of work is a little bit different, and I'm sure it can be a little bit challenging sometimes. So tell me, what is the most rewarding aspect and what is the most challenging aspect of your work?
The most rewarding is seeing kids make progress. And so, for example, one of our clients a few years ago, he was coming like 9 to 2 every day, 9 to 2, nonverbal, used a communication device to talk. And then he went to school, started coming 3 to 5 every day. And then last year he switched to 3 to 5 a couple days a week. And it was always on the off days where I wasn't there. Well, one day I happened to be there when he was there, and they were like, "Hey, go say hi to Miss Jessica." And in his sweet little voice, he said, "Hi, Miss Jessica, I missed you." And I was like, "Oh, I miss you too. Give me a hug." And they're all smiling, and he walks out, and the staff goes, "You know, he says that to everybody." And I was like, "I don't care. Give that sweet boy whatever he wants."
Right. Oh, I love that.
And then the hardest part of the job is when kids don't make progress. And so a lot of times I describe it as 2 steps forward and 5 steps back, where over the long term you can see the progress. But we can't measure a lot of times on the day-to-day, because if you go from day to day, you're going to be defeated all the time. But seeing the progress over the long term is what we need to focus on.
Gotcha. So what actually made you get into the line of work that you're in?
I went to school at the University of Kansas and was a manager for the men's basketball team there. And my sophomore year, I was doing the whole college student thing. Like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I changed my major probably 7 times. My sophomore year, we did a Special Olympics event with them, where they came into Allen Fieldhouse and had a few hour session with the basketball team. And that was it. I loved it. And so I loved at KU, the Jayhawks are really a good team. I mean, they won the national championship a couple of years ago. We went to 2 Final Fours when I was there. And so to see like the ridiculously high expectations for the basketball team, and then to go to the opposite where we were celebrating the smallest victories, I was like, I want to do that. And so I went and met with my advisor and changed my major to human development with an emphasis in autism.
Wow. That's awesome. I love that. That's an amazing story. Definitely. It definitely seems like you're in the right field, because you can definitely tell that you enjoy it for sure.
Thank you. Yes.
Cordell.
Jayhawks.
Yes.
How did I know you were going to say something about sports?
My cousin plays football at Kansas. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, we're Jayhawk fans right now. So.
Yes, right now.
I love it. Cordell, how do you define success in your role, especially right now during these tough times?
Yeah, I think success was definitely, it has to be personal, right? It has to be something that is measurable to you. And for me, the way I measure success in my particular role is the impact that I have on families. And that impact doesn't always equal them buying a house. This past week, I met with a young family that they're self-employed. They've been, taking advantage of the tax code, and they're not necessarily in a position where they're ready to purchase just yet. But we were able to have some in-depth conversations with them on what they need to do from an income perspective, what we need to see from an asset perspective, and we're going to revisit this in January and be in a position to really help them out. And they were so thankful because they're immigrants into the country, and a lot of times they people will come to me and they'll say that nobody's really taken the time to actually talk me through the process. They just try to sell me and get me out of the way. And so being able to see that impact of them really thanking me and having like a follow-up text message again this morning from them saying, I just want to thank you again. You really helped us out so much. That's what I consider success.
Yeah. And I mean, you didn't even currently make any money off of that transaction.
Exactly.
Right. You're filling your cup in other ways. And I think that's great. And it is such a it's such a confusing time and scary time in your life. That's probably the most amount of money that anyone is ever going to spend. Right. And so if you don't know what you don't know, if this is your first house, especially, and you're an immigrant and you don't really know how everything works. I mean, for me, I'm not an immigrant, and I can only imagine, I had an awful, awful experience whenever I bought my first home. And it wasn't because my realtor, she was amazing. I actually used the builders, lenders, and they didn't explain anything to me. And it just ended up being a nightmare. And so had I had someone that I knew, like, and trusted, like you, to explain everything and break everything down to me and just kind of be there to hold my hand through the whole process, I think it would have definitely turned out differently. And so for you to be that for someone else is you're pulling on my heartstrings right now, because I needed you 4 years ago when I went through the nightmare that I went through. So, I mean, I think everyone can appreciate you being that type of person. For sure. So what we're going to do now for a couple minutes is just some rapid fire questions, y'all. I'm just going to ask you a question and you're just going to answer with one answer. Don't tell me why or how or when or who or anything like that. Just one answer. Lynn, who inspires you?
Y'all do. Master Networks.
Y'all inspire me too. Cordell, what's your dream car?
BMW i8.
Okay. I love it. I was going to say, what's your go-to karaoke song, but we already know that one. Jessica, what is the most adventurous thing that you've ever done?
We took all of our kids to Europe for 2 weeks this past spring break, and we all survived.
That's an accomplishment for sure.
Yep.
Came back with all of them.
Yes. I think I already know the answer to this one, Renee, but what is your favorite thing to do on your day off?
Well, if we're not at the lake, it's spending time with my grandkids.
Oh,
She loves her grandbaby.
I love my grandbabies.
I love that. I was going to say fishing, but
No, I am always there.
I love it. Well, I'm definitely going to have to come out and visit that.
Anytime.
Your lake sometime, definitely. But I'm not ready for grandbabies yet, so I'm just going to take your word for it. Lynn, what is one skill that you would like to learn or improve?
Public speaking.
I second that. Same. Always working on public speaking, and I'm not sure that we can ever get used to it. I don't think it ever gets easier, but we'll see. Cordell, what is your secret talent that no one knows?
I can still turn a backflip. I can still do a backflip.
Okay, well, I'm going to need to see that next week at Master Networks.
Yeah, there's not enough space. I need more space.
We can move some tables and chairs for you, okay? We already know you're a good singer, so now we need to see your backflips. Just need to do a Master Networks talent show.
That's it.
Yeah, that would be fun. Let's see. If you could meet anyone living or dead, who would it be, Lynn?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough question. Never thought about that.
Jessica?
I don't know.
Renee?
Well, Jesus, of course, but also my great-grandfather. I think it's just would have been full of wisdom.
Oh, that's a good answer. That is a good answer. I didn't meet my great-grandfather either.
I'd like to second that one. I was named after my great-grandfather, but he died about a year before I was born. So
Wow. And wouldn't that be cool to see if you're anything like him, like you were named
Exactly.
after him? And then that'd be awesome. I do agree. Well, we've just got a couple minutes left. So what I want y'all to do now is just we're going to go around the screen and just tell people what's the best way to get a hold of you and all of your contact information. And Jessica, you're first on my screen. So go ahead and let everyone know.
Yes, beyondthebehavior.com is the easiest way, and it has the location phone numbers on there. But beyondthebehavior.com, or we have Facebook and Instagram, Beyond the Behavior.
Awesome. Renee?
The same with our website. It's sunraybk for bookkeeping.com. So all my contact information is there as well.
All right. Lynn?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, and I am trying to start doing reels and stuff. So like my reels, please. Not viral or anything, but you can find me there. But my information's below. I'm here.
Awesome. Cordell?
You can find me on any of the social media platforms, just simply at Cordell Reynolds, or just text me at the phone number below. It's my personal cell. It's with me at all times.
I love it. And I am Tara Padilla, owner of Texan Window Cleaning. You can also find us on all social media platforms at Texan Window Cleaning. I do love to be friends with new people and make relationships. So you can also look me up, Tara Padilla, on all social media platforms as well. Visit our website at www.texanwindowcleaning.com or shoot us a text message or give us a call at 972-214-9904. And thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. Thank you, guests and co-hosts.
Thank you.
And I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you. That's great.
Oh my God.
Hey, Lyndon, you should go find the remake for that song.
Yeah. No. I love it. I love it.
Thank
Well,
you
y'all
for
have-
watching today's show. If you like today's show, please share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to shop, buy, and hire in Wylie. Special thanks to all the guests, co-hosts, and sponsors of the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show. If you would like to see our next show, or more shows like this one, just click the QR code and go to show schedules, or just follow and subscribe to our channels to get updates and notifications of this show, and many others like it.